Let's talk about the things we don't talk about. Not the obvious taboos, not the things that get you cancelled or shouted down. I'm talking about the quiet ones, the ones that are happening all around us every single day, and we've all agreed to pretend they're not there. The things that are so normal, so baked into the way we live, that we don't even see them as chains anymore. We just call it life. And that's the thing about chains. When you first put them on, you feel them. They're heavy, they're uncomfortable, you know they're there. They are there. But after a while, after years, you forget, you stop feeling the weight, you start thinking this is just how it feels to exist, and you stop looking for the key. So let me name a few of the chains I see, the ones nobody talks about. The first one is loneliness, not the dramatic kind, the quiet kind, the kind that millions of people feel every day while surrounded by other people. We have more ways to connect than ever before: phones, social media, messaging apps, and yet somehow we've never been more alone. We scroll through other people's lives, we watch them, laugh with friends, celebrate birthdays, fall in love, and we feel like we're the only one on the outside looking in. But here's the thing nobody says: almost everyone feels that way. Almost everyone is looking at someone else thinking they have it figured out, and nobody does. We're all alone, but we never say it. Because admitting you're lonely feels like admitting you're unlovable, so we smile. We post, we pretend, and the loneliness gets deeper. The second one is work, not work itself. I'm talking about the way work has become our identity, the way we've been convinced that our value as a human being is tied to our productivity, the way we say, I'm so busy, like it's a badge of honor, the way we check emails on vacation, the way we feel guilty for resting, the way we've turned our lives into a grind and called it ambition. Nobody talks about how much of ourselves we're sacrificing on that altar. Nobody talks about how many people are burnt out, depressed, running on empty, and still showing up every day because they don't know what else to do. Because stopping feels like failure, and failure is not an option, so we keep going until we can't. The third one is the performance of happiness. Look around. Everyone is fine, everyone is thriving, everyone has their life together. At least that's what they want you to think. But behind the curated photos and the upbeat captions, there is a lot of pain, marriages that are falling apart behind closed doors, people who are drowning in debt but posting vacation photos, parents who are exhausted and resentful but posting about how blessed they are. We've created a world where it's safer to pretend than to be honest, where vulnerability is seen as weakness, where telling the truth about how you're really doing feels like you're burdening someone. So we perform, we act, we wear the mask so long that sometimes we forget what's underneath. The fourth one is the way we treat desire. We're taught that wanting things is bad, that wanting too much is greedy, that wanting the wrong thing is shameful. So we push our desires down. We hide them, we pretend we don't want what we want, but desire doesn't go away when you ignore it. It festers, it twists, it comes out sideways in the affair, in the secret spending, in the addiction, and in the quiet resentment that builds over years. We don't talk about the fact that most people are living with a secret hunger, a hunger for something they're afraid to name, because naming it would mean having to do something about it, and that's terrifying. And the fifth one, this is the big one, the one underneath all the others. We don't talk about how many of us feel like we're living someone else's life. We followed the script: go to school, get a job, find a partner, buy a house, climb the ladder, and somewhere along the way we realized we didn't want any of it, but we're too deep in it, but we're too deep in to get out. So we keep going, we keep playing the role, we keep showing up to the life we're supposed to want, and inside there's a quiet scream that never stops. That's the chain nobody wants to talk about. The chain of the life you choose because we're told it was the right one, and now you don't know how to choose differently. So why don't we talk about these things? Because talking about them would mean admitting that the system is broken, that the promises we were sold were empty, that the ladder doesn't lead anywhere, that the chains are real, and if the chains are real, then we have to ask ourselves who put them there. And the answer is uncomfortable because the answer is we did. We put them there, we agreed to this, we bought into it, we told ourselves it was normal, we told ourselves everyone else was fine, we told ourselves that if we just tried harder it would work out. But it doesn't work out, not for most people, not in the way we thought it would. So, what do? I don't have a clean answer. I don't think there is one, but I think the first step is to stop pretending, to look at the chains honestly, to say, this is what this is what I'm carrying. This is what I agreed to. This is the life I'm living that I didn't choose. And once you see it, you can start asking the real question, not how do I escape, but what do I actually want? Not what I was told to want, not what looks good on paper. What do I actually, truly, deep down want? Because the devil's chain isn't just made of bad things, it's made of good things that aren't yours, desires that were given to you, dreams that were handed down, a life that was chosen for you. And the way out isn't to reject everything, it's to start choosing for yourself. So here's my question, and I want you to sit with it for a moment. What chain are you wearing right now that you've stopped feeling? What have you accepted as normal that's actually holding you captive? Because the first step out of the cage is realizing you're in one, and you might be in one right now and not even know it.